Hey everybody, Santa here, Saturday, September 21, and we still got kind of a raining on and off day. Sprinkling right now. Let's take a look. Can't really see it. I'm in the Kubo because I don't feel like getting wet while I'm talking. Slight breeze. So it's kind of funny, we just had a couple guys from Miami, expats, and their wives come here. They're just kind of looking around for maybe a vacation property. They saw our sign. He said he's got some property already in Angeles City, and I think another area also. And he's looking to maybe get something beachfront. So they came around, and we were actually eating. They saw the sign. They called us first. Can we come down? I said, sure, come on down. So we showed them around, and they had to wait for the road to open anyway, 12 o'clock. So they were across the street having a couple beers, and they said they're going to look around a little bit more, but they really liked the place, and they seem to be real nice guys. They were big dudes, big military guys in the Navy, I believe. So we'll see. I said keep in touch. You can always come back. I said you guys can even stay a night in the Kubo if you want. See if you like the place. So we'll see what happens. See if they come back. You never know. Only takes one. I think I'll switch places. There's a glare over here. Maybe this is better. This side is better, I think. So what I want to talk about today is something that my brother suggested about medications. Is it hard to get your medications here, your prescription drugs? How difficult is it? How expensive is it? Is the prescription process hard? So I can just tell you by personal experience, the only prescription med I'm on it's called Diovan. It's like blood pressure, and I only take it for maintenance, half a pill a day. Very little, but I take vitamins every day. Those are very easy to get. And the Diovan, I just show them my empty box, and they just refill it. I don't need a prescription or anything like that. They just keep refilling as long as I have the empty box. So I try to keep a good supply all the time. The only time there was a little bit of difficulty, I think, was during the pandemic. They had a hard time getting the stuff in. And my brother always asks, is it real? Is it real? Because there's a problem here with fake drugs or drugs that are out of date, expired. But I haven't had any bad experiences at all. These are real. They're sealed in a Diovan pack. It would be really hard to fake it. They do have generic brands also. And it's not that expensive. It's like, for me, it's 1,000 pesos per box. I think there's like 23 in a box or something like that. I can't even remember. And like I said, I cut them in half, so I get double. So they last me a long time. But as far as like diabetes drugs and stuff like that, I really don't know. I used to watch a guy on YouTube that had to take diabetes meds, and but he lived in a bigger city. I think he lived in Angeles City, and I don't think he had much of a problem getting his either. So I don't know how it worked with his prescription for diabetes. Maybe they're a little more strict. Maybe you had to show your doctor's prescription for that, or I don't know how he refilled it. I really didn't ask him, you know. He really didn't explain it. He just showed himself going to the place to get his new prescription. But I don't even remember. But there's a lot more places over that way anyway. I get all my stuff in Cabanatuan, obviously, because that's where the drugstores are. I don't think you can find Diavan blood pressure medicine over here in the small drugstores they have. You have to go to like the big ones like Watson's or the other one. I forgot the name of the other one now. Anyway, I usually go to Watson's because they're in the mall. I just can't think of the other one now. Anyway, it's not hard to get. They're not hard to get. Now, maybe some stronger medication or stuff like that might be harder to get. You might need a prescription to show, especially like pain meds. They don't like giving any kind of pain meds here unless you have a prescription, because they know that stuff's really addictive. Like, there's no way you can get Oxycontin or nothing like that here. They wouldn't even give it to you in a prescription, I don't think. I think the strongest thing you could get, like Tylenol 3, and even that you need a prescription. But they're pretty good about giving you prescriptions if you really need something. But as of everywhere else, every place that I know of, including the U.S., they overprescribe antibiotics. Everything's antibiotics. For anything that's wrong with you, antibiotics. It's very bad to overprescribe that stuff, because as you probably well know, as some of you well know, your body builds up an immunity to that stuff. And then whatever virus or bug you have can just get stronger and stronger because they're used to a certain antibiotic and it doesn't affect them anymore. So they only have so far strength, you know. They only have the strongest you can get, and then they don't have it anymore. So if you're already taking the strongest you can get, and you get another bug, virus, whatever, it's not going to work. So that's the problem with taking antibiotics all the time. Even with the kids, you know, I don't like them taking them all the time. If they really, really need them, yeah. But it's not a good thing to overprescribe that stuff. It's really not, because there's no alternative. If your body's done, already had the strongest, and gets sick again, nothing's going to work. Nothing's going to work. What else about medications? Are they expensive? Like I said, mine's not too bad. I don't know how much, you know, diabetes stuff is, insulin. I don't know how much that stuff is. Thank God I don't have to deal with it. I hope the kids never have to deal with it. That's why you got to keep an eye on them. Not too much sugar. They like the sweets. All kids like the sweets. So you definitely gotta monitor it. And all this other junk food. What else can I tell you? So that's about all I know about that subject, really. Going to see the doctor is not too big of a deal, especially if you go to a private hospital. You can usually always find somebody, a pediatrician or a family doctor, or somebody will recommend one. So it's not too difficult to do that. And they're pretty reasonably priced. Just for a visit is not too much. It's usually only about 500 or 1,000 pesos, $10 or $20, depending. And then whatever the medication costs are. Most hospitals have a pharmacy right inside there. You don't even have to go on the street, but if you want to go to a place like Watson's or something, you can do that too. They give you the prescription paper. So really, that stuff is not difficult. As far as being put in the hospital for any reason, I've only had to do that one time, a long time ago when I lived in Batangas. Uh, I had some kind of an infection. I think I got it from really bad ice or some kind of virus. And they wanted to keep me there, because they wanted that money. Every day you stay is more money. But I had to catch a plane out like the following day. So I argued and told them, you can't keep me here. Give me my bill, I'm leaving. So I checked out. I got on the airplane the next day and went home. So they can't force you to stay, but they can only tell you, like they told our previous caretaker, Neil, if you can leave, but if you come back, we're not going to accept you. If you come back for the same problem, we're not going to accept you. You'll have to go to Cabanatuan. That's what the hospital here told him. Because he left, they didn't want to release him, but he didn't have the money to keep staying. Actually, I had to pay his bill anyway. He didn't have any money. So that's how it works here. You got to have cash. A lot of people have insurance, the big ones like PhilHealth, but really they're only good for if you have to stay overnight. They don't really cover you for outpatient. They only cover you when you start staying inpatient overnight. Then they'll start paying some of your fees, depending on what plan you have. There's lots of insurance companies here. You can get your own private insurance, just like you can a car, which is a whole nother subject. Folks, I don't believe in car insurance. I don't have it here, because if you're in an accident, you're just going to end up paying anyway before they even call the police. You just make a deal with the person you've had an accident with, whoever's fault it is. If it's your fault, you got to pay for the damages. If it's both your faults, each person just leaves, pays their own. If it's the other guy's fault and you want to press it, he doesn't have any insurance, you want to press it, then you can, but it's going to take you forever. And for the most part, if you're a foreigner and they're Filipino, they're going to take the Filipino side. So I don't see where insurance is helpful at all, unless you kill somebody, unless you hit somebody, hit and run. Maybe it's helpful, but it's something that's not necessary here. When you renew your registration, they give you the basic insurance for free. It's already included. But if you want full coverage or something like that, you got to pay for it. And I've heard from some people it's pretty reasonable. Other people say it's expensive, depending on what kind of coverage you want. But I don't believe in it. I've never had an accident since I've lived here. So I've saved a lot of money in the past, 8 years. Saved a lot of money not paying for insurance. And I don't need it. I don't drive that much anyway. Even when I was driving a lot, you just be careful. Just be super defensive. Watch everything. Now maybe if I had a motorcycle full time, I was riding that across the country, I'd probably get some insurance. But as far as the driving I do and the car we have, it's not worth it. So that's my view. I don't have health insurance either, here or in the US. I had it in the US, but it's gone now. And I tried having it here, but it wasn't worth keeping, because very few hospitals and doctors would use the one I had. So it was a waste of money anyway. So basically everything's a waste of money. It's a cash only system here. If you got cash, you can do anything you want. You can go anywhere you want. You can go to private hospitals. You just say, I'm going to pay cash. I don't finance nothing. I don't finance cars, motorcycles, nothing. I don't do financing because they rip you off. You end up paying twice as much as the thing's worth. If you buy something costing $8,000, it's going to cost you $16,000 by the time you're finished paying for it in 3 years. So I don't believe in that either. There's some people that they can't pay cash. They have to make payments. They don't have the money, but that's what you're looking at. Even if you buy like a 125, Honda 125 or something, they have to finance it. But at the end of the time, they're paying double for it. Guarantee you that. If they paid 50,000 for a 125, it's going to cost them over 100,000 to finance it for 3 years. So that's the system here. You don't like it, you have to deal with it, like it or not. I suppose if you don't like something, you have your problems, you have your issues, go somewhere else. That's all I can suggest. That's what I might have to do eventually, go somewhere else. But for now, I just have to deal with it on a day-to-day basis. But this video is basically about the medication, so you guys are aware if you're coming here and you're on some kind of medication. Just do a little research first. You can get the stuff here. It is available, but like diabetes and stuff, insulin, I don't know how much it is. So I can't really help you there. You can probably find out. You can probably Google it or YouTube it. I'm sure there's people on YouTube that can tell you all about how much insulin is and how to get it. If you have diabetes and you're coming here, or you have a different kind of disease, best thing to do is do a search on YouTube. There's people that have all those problems. So that's as much as I know. Just keep watching. You never know what's going to happen next. And hopefully, maybe, these guys from Miami will come through and make me an offer. All right. Keep watching. God bless everybody. Like and subscribe, it's free. Santa Claus, over and out.